Today we're going to be making banana butter with 2 bananas, and you need 2 overly ripe bananas, which I have 2 bananas here. Then you're going to need some sugar here, which I have. You're also going to need some vanilla. You're going to need some baking soda here. You're also going to want your salt. You're going to want some cinnamon, some flour here. You're going to need to get some canola oil, some baking spray butter or anything to spray your pan. You're going to want to use, you're going to want to get that, and then you're going to want to get some measuring cups right here, some teaspoons. You're also going to want a measuring cup and a whisk, and you're going to want your pan here that you're going to use. We're going to use this one, so we're going to get started here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to spray our pan. Okay, so we sprayed our pan. Now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take, and what we're going to do next is we're going to preheat our oven to 350. Okay, now our oven is preheated. Now we're going to get started here, and I'm going to get started. Okay, so we need to mash our bananas. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a bowl right here, a little bowl right here. I didn't know that was good. We're moving our mixer here over here so you guys can see it a lot better. Okay, so our mixer's been moved over this way so you guys can see our mixer bowl and everything. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you these bananas here. We got bananas. And what we're going to do is this. We're going to take our bananas. We're going to open them up. And you can see that I'm actually taking these bananas out of here. You can see that I'm doing that. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to take our fork here. You see the fork here? And we're going to take right here. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to mash up our bananas very carefully, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. You want to mash them all up so all your bananas get mashed. Okay, so we mashed up all our bananas. Okay, so they're all mashed up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take We're gonna put our banana, sugar, cinnamon, and salt into this mixer here. We got our bananas here. Now we gotta do our sugar here, which is a fourth of a cup and a half of a cup, which is 3/4 of a cup. A fourth and a half. But we're gonna first add our bananas. And you want to scrape out everything in your bowl. Making sure not to leave anything. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a half of a cup here. So I'm going to show you guys. So we're going to do like this. We're going to do our sugar here. And you're going to see this here. You can see we're doing a half. You can see here we're doing a half of a cup. So we're doing a fourth of a cup first. So you have your fourth of a cup, and we're adding it to the mixing bowl. Then we're adding a half of a cup. And then we want to do a half of a cup and add it to our bowl. Making sure not to forget anything. Then what we're going to do is the next thing we're going to add to our mixer is we are going to add some cinnamon and salt. So we need 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon and a half a teaspoon of salt. A teaspoon of ground cinnamon. So we're going to do one of these into this mixer. Teaspoon of cinnamon. And then we need some salt here, and it's like half a teaspoon of salt. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our whip here and put it on. And we're going to mix it on low, and I'm going to bring it so you guys can see it. Okay, so we're going to let it mix for a little bit. And you want to whip it a little bit so it gets incorporated. In the meantime, we're going to add our eggs here. These are what you're going to want to use, some eggs. And it's calling for 2 large eggs. And I like to use a bowl for my eggs so we don't have any issues with this. I like to crack mine in a bowl. Now I'm going to show you guys what it looks like inside. I'm going to show you guys. You can see that it's light and fluffy, so that's how you know that it's very good, light and fluffy. Light, you want it light here. Now what we're going to do is it says we're going to add, let's see, the oil, the eggs, and the vanilla. So we got that. Now we're going to add a half a cup of oil into our egg mixture, which I like to do because then it incorporates it better. So we do a half a cup of oil, and we're going to use a measuring cup here and get a half a cup of oil here. And this was actually a half of a cup, so we're going to add it to here. Okay, so we got our oil here. And then we need vanilla here. And I like to use, most people use for vanilla, they like to use imitation. I do not. I go pure. Pure vanilla is the most flavorful vanilla possible. Imitation is fake vanilla. And that's your oven already preheated, so it's got up to the temperature. Some people like to use fake vanilla. I like to use real pure vanilla. And it calls for 2 teaspoons, so we're going to do a half a teaspoon and another half, which is 1, another half, which is 1.5, and another half, which is 2. And we're going to do, that's how much we're going to do. If you want to do more, you can. If you want to do less, you can. It doesn't matter. But I like to just do what I can, and I like to follow the recipes. Most people don't follow recipes, they just go about, they make it the way that they want. But I'm following the recipe. Now I'm going to put this on low, and I'm going to slowly add this in. Making sure to get all of it out of here. Okay, so we got all of it out of there. And we're going to put it on low and let it mix for a few minutes. Now we gotta add our flour, which is 1 cup and 1/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, which is this flour here, 1/4, and a half of let's see, it says a cup and 1/4. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take and we're gonna mix 1 flour at a time, so 1 batch of flour on low. At a time here, and you can slowly see it mixing. Now we're going to add the other one, which is a 1/4 of a cup. Then what we're going to add is, it says we need baking soda, which is 1 teaspoon of baking soda, which is right in here. I'm going to show you what I'm going to lift it up, and what you want to do is, most people don't do this. They need to scrape your sides to make sure everything is incorporated into this. You don't scrape your sides, you won't be making sure everything's incorporated if you don't scrape your sides. Then you might actually not get all your ingredients, and you want to get all the ingredients because this is very vital. And I'm going to whip it up a little bit so it gets a little incorporated, making sure everything's incorporated. Okay, I'm going to have you look at it. You see this? How it looks? That's what it should be looking like. This is what it's supposed to look like. I'll show you guys. This is what it's supposed to look like right here. So now what we're going to do is, we have this, our pan, we're going to pour it right in. Making sure to scrape everything out, because you want to scrape your bowl. You don't want to leave anything, because then you're going to leave all this goody deliciousness in here, and you don't want to leave all this goody deliciousness in here. And if you wanted to, you can also add, which I'm going to tell you now, a tip. You can also add some nuts, or you can add some chocolate chips for a chocolate banana bread, if you're interested. But today I made for you guys a plain banana bread. But not everyone likes plain, so if you like your chocolate, you can add chocolate. You can add dark white milk, whatever you want. You can add chocolate and nuts if you wanted to, or just leave it with just nuts and then no chocolate, or chocolate and nuts, or just nuts and then just chocolate. So you can just do one with nuts and then one with chocolate, and then you can do one with chocolate and then one with nuts. So if you want to combine both nuts and chocolate, add that. Or if you want to do nuts separately and chocolate separately, you can. Either way would work. And I'm trying to get every little bit scraped out, because you don't want to leave any little bit, because even that little bit will literally make a difference. And leaving every little bit in here is wasteful anyway. Most people don't realize it, but it is. It's wasting the ingredients. You want to scrape every little bit out to where, like, your bowl is almost 100% clean. You're not going to get all of it out, because it's very hard to get all of it out, but you want to get it where it's like this clean. That's how you know that that's how you know you cleaned your bowl. And now This is what it's going to look like right here in your pan. Now what we're going to do is this. What we're going to do now is we're going to take and we are going to put it in the oven for 30 minutes. So we're going to put it in this oven for 30 minutes and we will come right back. And in that time frame, we'll be cleaning up our stuff, because a lot of times you have a lot of cleanup to do. Most people don't tell you that you do have cleanup to do, so we'll be cleaning up in the meantime. But we'll see you, and we're going to put it in now, so I'll show you guys. And you want to very carefully put it in the rack, in the middle rack, but you want to put it this way, so it's like this. And then we're going to set a timer. Hey Siri, set a timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes starting now.
And we will be back in 30 minutes to check it. See you in 30. Now what we're going to do is take it out of the oven. So right here, we're going to take it here, and I'm going to show you guys what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to grab these gloves on because it's very, very hot, and I do not want to burn myself. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to cover this. Take for 15-20 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes starting now.
We'll be back in 20 minutes. Okay, now we're going to take out our banana bread here out of the oven. Okay, we got our banana bread right here. Then what we're going to do is we got it out of the oven, and we're going to take our banana bread, and we are going to, what we're going to do is this, we're going to let it cool for 10 minutes, then transfer to a wire cooling rack. Well, we don't need to because we're putting it on a hot pad. Same thing. This is banana bread. Delicious, delicious banana bread. We're going to let it cool here for 10 minutes. So we're going to set a timer for 10 minutes and we'll be right back. We'll be right back in 10 minutes. Okay, this is what the finished banana bread looks like. It is cooled for 10 minutes. This is what it looks like. Comment down below what your favorite banana bread is. Maybe I'll get it. Maybe I'll make it and try it, Because if you send me some recipes, I can try them, And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you know when to get notified. And see you in the next video.